She not the hoe. I call, never the hoe. I phone, she not the hoe. She tell her she friend they watch my phone for knock. She not the hoe. I call, never the hoe. I phone, she not the hoe. She tell her she friend they. Hey hey.
I can't put that today.
Good morning and welcome to Sun Up on 7. We knock with Carl before and we're here today with all of you. My name is Renata Samuels.
And I am Brandon Usher. And well, people, I can't put that to them, man. I kind of wired up like really good this morning, so
Robot.
I can't pull out no wire because I don't want no, problems with the mic. So,
Yeah, we want to be able to hear Brandon full and focused, guys. But we also want to hear about exciting stuff. Do I hear pro cycling?
Uh-huh.
On the
What?
horizon. On the horizon. Yes, guys, we're going to be talking about that today. One of our very loved 501 Belizeans are going to be saying what's happening with their pro cycling career. How is it taking off? Get all the scoop, all the juice, all the dirt and everything here at Sun Up on 7. What else do we have, B?
Wait, before that, I swear to people that a accent, I don't know, maybe that is, we got Tanya, Mali accent, the African accent.
Hold up. Bye.
Anyways, apart from that, people, it is Thursday. It's not Friday, but what? We have music today. We have a whole orchestra.
Do I hear
Orchestra here
violin?
this morning.
What?
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 Violin and, saxophone.
Cello.
Ooh.
Jello.
It's a whole orchestra. I think those things make up the orchestra, So,
Just in case people never know, we to help fill in the blanks to make, stuff happen.
There's
Brandon,
plenty of blanks in an orchestra.
plenty blanks. But there are not blanks in that couch talk that we have to deliver today.
Yeah.
It's gonna definitely raise the blood for some people. We're gonna have a very interesting conversation about something that took place on Swing Bridge, as well as much more. But let's have open thoughts and let's get ready to dive into all the juices that come with Sun Up on 7.
So, make I hear the accent.
Which accent
When you announce, because you always announce.
can I announce that we go in at the couch?
Yes, uh-huh.
To the couch we shall go!
There we go.
She not the hoe. I call, never the hoe. I phone, she not the hoe. She tell her she friend they borrow, she close her knock. She not the hoe.
I've come to find
Out to everybody on Sun Up.
truth isn't what we were told. So where do I seek the answer that's worth looking for today?
In the scene, everyone, and he's here to talk to us about Sun Up on 7, the show that we're on right now. So, Jules, tell me, this is one of your
And we're going to be talking about postures that have been happening over
The writing appears on the wall.
discovered
You and
how
I
people
were the first ones to see. The world that we see may seem that it'll never change, they say. But if you tear down the walls that's blinding us all, you'll see the way today. A place to call your home, a place where you can grow.
Good morning, my beautiful people. And Michelle, yes, I might be punted out, but at the same time, I'm just very wired up right now. I mean, yeah, there's all wires all about. But look at it, they done a reel up in me in a control room. But guys, we will bring you the weather, but after Couch Talk. So let's jump right into it, Ren, with this one that will kind of ruffle some feathers in this instance. So Francisco Ramos and the Swing Bridge and, yeah, the whole incident that happened yesterday.
Yeah.
So for just a little history before we jump into the incident yesterday, Francisco Ramos, back in 2013, was charged with attempted murder, if I'm not mistaken, or murder.
Attempted murder.
Attempted murder, and he was sentenced for 7 years. Came out in 2020, and he again was arrested in 2021 for attempted murder again with a machete this time, and actually flailing a machete to chop a man to the head and then flailed his machete at a police officer. So again, he was arrested for that. And yesterday, another incident occurred where on Swingbridge, if you have not seen that video, there was a standoff between policemen and Mr. Ramos on Swingbridge itself. Mr. Ramos at that point was holding a large knife in his hand, and they were trying to calm him down, trying to get him to put down the knife, but instead, Mr. Ramos charged at a police officer and was fatally wounded in that incident.
Yeah.
So, social media right now, Belizean society is split in the middle. No pun intended there, but split in the middle because there's some people who say that they shouldn't have done that to a mentally ill person. And then the other side of that story is that the police officer is justified in his actions of taking down the man. But as we were discussing this morning, Ren, the bigger issue here, forget the police, forget the incident. What are we doing for our mentally ill persons in society?
I think people don't understand when you're in a moment, no matter how much training you get, that theory as compared to practical, two different things. And I mean, I'm sure people that study know that same thing. Like the book will tell you all kind of wonderful things, give it the diagrams, give the graphs, all these stuff and everything there. But when you get in the real world, totally different factors are so different, and you have to make decisions. Now, a lot of people can say they could have made this, they could have made that, but let's start off with the fact that they did act and try their best to just shoot him in the leg to diffuse the situation. I don't know what was happening, but he did not in any way was moved or taken aback or that stopped or slowed down or anything. He was still charging after being shot in both legs.
Actually, I think in 2021 too, with that incident, he was shot to the leg as well and subdued in that instance.
Powerful legs, there's something that happened there. But that was the scary part where continuous is still going at it, even if you're trying to diffuse the situation. I also want to make mention that many people are talking about how, Ministry of Health could come in and deal with this situation. Let's do a real quick check of time allocation. Let's be realistic here, right? Let's do that. So, say for example, the police officers called Ministry of Health and said, hey, we have a situation on Swingbridge. Locations of Ministry of Health are not that close to the point where you can be able to say, all right, this is the person that's going to go in, or these are the persons that are going to go in and diffuse the situation. That call, however long it takes to make, finding that person, however long that takes to do, estimated to be at least 15 to 20 minutes to make that person reach now. This man, Mr. Ramos, had a knife, a huge knife. He's charging, he's going off, and he's not only a threat to himself, but he's a threat to everybody around him. Because just for example, even if he didn't go after the police officer, he could change his mind and go after some civilian on the side where they're in the crossfire. So let's think about that, about maybe I could call Ministry of Health or Wellness and they could deal with the situation. The time allocation is something I really want us to be realistic with, because, it's not like he just shout up and go off. He had a weapon and he was a threat, immediate.
They've tried lobbying with him for about 5 minutes, according to one eyewitness, the owner of Bucket Bar. But like you rightfully said, Ren, it could have been much worse. And, let's bring mental illness into it as well, right? He has a history of mental illness. And there is a point where you have to draw the line. When you become a threat to yourself and moreover a threat to the public, to members of the general public, there is something that you have to do. And the police, they were trying to do that. They were trying to subdue Mr. Ramos. They were trying, they had a lot of police officers out there trying to talk to him, but as we could see there, he's charging at them.
And he's just going after, and
that could have been anybody.
Exactly.
And there was another eyewitness that said that there was a woman with her baby in a stroller that had just passed him by. Okay, that may not have been an immediate threat, but at any moment that could have been a threat. This is the heart of downtown people. School children, members of the general public, tourists, everybody out there could have been affected by this. And then let's say that incident happened, that a member of public was harmed. Oh, then you want to hear the blame
Police
go on
not
the
to protect
police.
people that could have been dealing with the situation better. Why
Right.
were they there? They had so much of they what
Right.
6 police or something like that, and they had to go off and say, what did they do? They don't do their job. But I
Right.
really like what a viewer said here, that, you know, what's interesting is that he hurt 2 other people already. So what is the big qualm of he would hurt that policeman as well, or anybody that was in the situation? It's possible that could have happened to as well with the
Right.
way that he was charging. Like,
Right.
there was no stop.
It was, and as Compol said, that must have been something else. That's not just mental illness, because you got shot in both your legs and you're still charging. But somebody, Mr. Everall Wade, was saying here, what about pepper spray or stun gun? Amazing. Yes, I agree with that. Stun gun or pepper spray in that instance. That is an alternative. You, this morning, Renata, brought up the fact of rubber pellets.
Yeah.
Which, again, amazing ordeal, but in the heat of that
If
moment
you don't have
there,
those items on you,
you can't wait on
yeah,
that.
and that's the thing.
The next best thing is to issue, I mean, warning shots were issued before the actual shots to his leg and then the fatal shot. But from the fact that you shoot somebody in the leg and then you shoot them again in the other leg and they're
then
still
they stop.
charging at you, no stunt gun or pepper spray may stop anybody.
I don't
And
know. That's the thing,
for
because
the
like
people
your
who-
foot, like this, like you tweet your foot, bro, and you need to stop. Like that make you really wonder, like, what was taking place?
Right, and then for those people who are saying, oh, well, you should have just shot the gun out of his hand, there's
the
your
knife.
hand. I mean, shot the knife out of your hand. If you make a shot at somebody's hand and you miss, that's in the general public that's the guy, you know, and in the direction of Bucket Bar in that instance. But it is a very sticky situation when it comes to this.
I personally believe in that situation, and this is why I don't try to make the big judgments, because of just how the immediate threat was, the history that he had. All they did try to do in that situation to prove that, hey, this may hard to deal with. We had to do what we had to do. It's hard. It's a sad situation.
Yeah.
It's an unfortunate situation. But I believe the police officers really tried to act in the best interest of the general public and not just, you know, for that situation. Sometimes it's all you can do, guys. It's unfortunate. And I really want to just say, like, if you guys were in that situation, it would be hard to say, I will do this, I will do that, or whatever it is, because no amount of training, when that immediate threat is happening, when that huge knife, they come at you, because I know you've seen the video just now several times, how he's just going, it's not like a person that you can negotiate with or anything, and they did try to do that. They did try to shoot at both legs to stop and everything, and it's not happening. So, unfortunate. I know we want blame and everything, but I honestly can't say it. For me, what I see is like, this is all they could have done. It's really a life or death situation where it's either your life or his life, or the people around you, their lives too as well, because that could possibly happen. Because the next thing you know, they never do that. And they did stab at a police officer. He could go to somebody else afterwards. Like, it could be something where it's just continuous charging. You don't know the situation. So, you know, trying your best to just act in the interest of the general public. I see that was what was done in this situation.
I see it as well, Ren. It's like I said, a very sticky situation there. You have so many elements added to it that you touch the soft spots on everybody. Like I said, our society is divided at this point as to what was what. I will say that in my legal training, that is an act of self-defense from the police. My legal training, and we've been, I mean, you were put in an immediate risk of danger. You were put in an immediate risk of being killed. Use of force, use of justifiable force was done.
Because remember, again, we go back to, it's not just shooting straight and killing. There were shots to the foot to stop the situation, and that didn't work. Both feet.
And for those people who said, oh, you know, you had more than a dozen police out there, they could have subdued him. People, we don't know the strength of this man. We don't know the mind frame of this man. And for 6 officers to jump on this man, and this man could immediately swim and catch about 3, 4, 5 policemen? No.
If he did not have a weapon, the situation to me would be totally different. If he did not have a weapon. If he was just like trying to physically attack somebody with his hands or whatever it is, totally different. You can then come at him and subdue properly. Yes, 100%. But understand the weapon, that sharp knife that he has that's very long, if you try come, there's no way that no matter how much I want to come at the same time, somebody will get it. Somebody will get it. And we don't know how they will get it, if they will get it at their neck, whether I get it or whatever is going to happen. So I don't see any way that they could have come and try to just get this man with that sharp item. I'm sorry, I don't see it. Maybe I just say wrong. I need to get better bifocals. I don't know. But I just know they see the situation.
Right.
But
Unfortunate situation, people. It's just, yeah. A baton would work because you have a bit of a distance to knock the knife. Let me tell you, if one bullet couldn't stop the man, one baton would not have even worked.
Like please remember we just mentioned that 2 bullets were shot at his foot. One first and the other one. And that still never stopped her. Like,
baton, no,
please understand the level that this man is coming at. Because we're talking about batons and spray and all these things. And I'm saying, yes, these are decent options and so forth. But if 2 bullets not to stop, you have to also think,
this
what's
is Miss
going on
Arlette
there?
Claire now. She's saying, I applaud the police because this man attacked me already. So when I see him, I cross the street, I am scared of him. And you know what, Ren? And I told you the story this morning, well, a bit of an incident. I was chased by somebody too, a mentally ill person that I was trying to help.
Yeah.
She had just dropped her food and I approached her to give her money and she chased me. Yeah. There's no chances that you could take. And again, like I said, goes back to that big grand question. What are we doing for our mentally ill persons?
What are we doing?
And
it's a hard
we know
topic to talk
downtown
about.
has many of them. So,
Yeah.
yes.
People are stressed out. Mental health issues are becoming very common. There are a lot of people on the street. And just, offering blankets, offering a bath and all these things is not enough. Definitely, we need to see, is there investment that we can make into creating an environment where they can go and get the necessary help, the necessary meds, the necessary human resource, the therapist, or whatever it is that they need? Do we have the time to do that? Because these things are happening. People, their life are endangered, and we have to see how can we make sure that everybody's well-being is taken care of, not just the people on the streets, but those that, are mentally ill, because obviously their family can't deal with them. And we've had it already, Lady Esquivel has said that, we offer them a place to stay, but they don't want to stay either. They come, they bathe, and they go about their business. And you can't force them in that sense there. But
like I said, they're used to our pattern already.
If you have a safe environment, that is a different situation. So really, what are we doing when it comes to mental health? It's a hard topic to talk about. There's only so much you can do, so much resources, but we also have to sit down and think about what are the priorities that we need to address now in our country.
Right. So moving on into our second topic, and this is good news.
Yes,
people. This is very good news. So Amberg Risky, San Pedro, we've all been there. Most of us have been there. And while there, you could see that there's a pile of trash because it is, as the minister put it, somewhat a part of their society, a part of their culture that they use garbage as landfill.
Yeah.
Now, this is an island. That garbage eventually seeps into the sea, it causes destructions, all of those things like that. So in an attempt to try and rectify that entire issue, they are cutting back. They're getting rid of all the plastics on the island, all the all plastics,
All
period.
plastics.
Not
even the plastic
non-reusable,
bag,
no.
everything like the leaf. What I really liked is they're getting to the point now where they're going to charge people 50 cents. I believe it's 50 cents, right?
A bag.
For the plastic bag. And I'm just like, yes, let us do that because that is going to force people...
Until they run out of stock.
Until they run out of stock. That's going to force people to bring the elite tote bag. Like, come on, guys, bring on our stuff. Like, why are we not getting to a more environmentally friendly, eco-friendly place? And this is forcing their hand to be and get to that place because they don't run out of bag and we
Look at this. Look at the footage here. If you've ever been to the San Pedrito area, to the DFC layout, to all of these places, you would see images like this. It's disheartening, but people feel like they're doing it to fill land. These things cause tremendous negative effects on the environment. And look at the image here. This is one of the lagoon behind San Pedro, no?
Yeah.
But yes, I'm happy to report that, yes, they're implementing this now. They will have, again, another meeting as to see how they can enforce this.
Yeah.
They know that grocery stores and all these restaurants, they will meet some type of resistance because that is something that they have.
Yeah.
And they issue food in, whatever. But he made a brilliant point. Honorable Andre Perez made a good point in that when you go to the park and you buy a hot dog, you get the hot dog wrapped up in foil, wrapped up with tissue paper, and in a plastic bag on top when you just eat the hot dog. So all that trash, why?
That makes no sense.
Right. So they are now actually issuing, or not issuing, but they're selling tote bags that you could actually take to the stores, to your restaurants, and whatever. Actual durable bags, and they disintegrate after about a year. He said. Oh, one of the producers, they said, and it turns right back into dust.
And I really like this idea. I'm thinking about, you know, for restaurants, I give also in a plastic bag or so. You can have your tote bag first, and then you guys take out the food and give them their food in that or something at the end of the day. But
Or bring your container.
bring your container, do what you can do, but I'm thinking about delivery and stuff like that. So if you're delivering, then of course bring it in a tote bag, give it to that person, and then take back the bag or whatever it is.
There are some restaurants here in Belize that give the tote bags. So I have a number of tote bags home.
And that's good. That I prefer you stock up that than to stock up plastic bag, guys. But come on, when you go out into these stores or so, carry a tote bag. A lot of times when I buy a small item, like you don't need to get plastic bag for everything. Sometimes I think people just get plastic bag for get plastic bag state. And we really need to cut that off because
I
guys,
see people go to the store for buy one chips and one plastic bag, and I'm like, why?
you are eating
why?
chips right now? Now more don't make no sense. Stop it.
But
So-
people do that. People
Yeah,
do that.
so this is a great step to me. I think this is an energized and, you know, conscious step to get to a better place because when I start charge people for things, they start be a little bit more mindful. I don't want to spend that $150, that
three
$2
bags.
for 4 bags or whatever. Because
You go buy liquor, they have to double it, that $1 more.
Exactly. So this is gonna be allowing people to be much more mindful and let's be conscious, man. Let's bring our bags out.
And
There's
for-
stylish, cute ones you can get to as well.
For a touristic destination as San Pedro, I mean, that is excellent.
Yeah.
Because you don't have to go and see the eyesores that is garbage littered all over the place because of landfill.
Yeah.
No, tourists get to see the beauty of San Pedro, and Belizeans get to realize the beauty that is Belize. And we're always helping the environment in that case as well.
Take care of your place, man. Take care of
Yeah.
your place. And we're moving on to our last
hot news.
hot news, coach topic. Press conference. Da, 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 da.
Who they gave a press conference and I thought, go.
John Saldivar.
The accent again, people, you see it? You see it?
It's for emphasis. Like, I feel like you hear it better when I do the accent. You know, I could have done something else, but would it really sink in the way it did? No.
But yes, today there will be a press conference from John Saldivar, about the whole issue on his visa termination and block from the U.S. government. So
There's been a lot of posts that he's been posting already, you know, Facebook posts and all of that. They rant about this whole situation.
some people, people are there telling, like posting as well about it. It's like, brother, this is just the U.S. You could go anywhere else in the world. This is just the U.S. Calm down. Be like Rexa or Rima and calm down. But-
Dead.
So yes, he's apparently hosting a press conference this morning or today.
Today.
Not sure what time today, but this should be very interesting. I could imagine this one of them will get views like all the way to
Definitely,
thousands.
because hearing what he has to say, what we do know that the leader of the opposition was interviewed about what is your stance when it comes to this and the passport situation, your visa situation, because of course, you know, being involved with what the U.S. deemed as a corrupt man was not good for your image, you know, your public image that you're trying to pursue right now. And so, you know, the leader of the opposition got very offended with the question that Jules posed about, you know this about the visa. This about your visa, and you love that visa because you just get a visa back properly and you go where you need to go. But what he answered with was saying, you know, I don't go for leisure for the most part to the U.S. It's for business, you
work.
know. I would never even in any way think about my visa in that sense or so and talk about the party, about how, you know, this is about getting the justification in the party, giving people the chance to speak and everything. But he be very offended by that visa thing. That touch a feeling, that touch a
Again, this is because I'm the leader of the opposition, and you know, I'm an elected member of parliament, and
I have to do business, official business when I go across there.
kudos to you. No, kudos to you. Give it that. But we'll see what this press conference has to hold today.
No, definitely. We're going to see. If people want to tune in to see the chronicles of John Saldivar and the UDP, by all means, ride that boat, go and take that ferry, do what you got to do to see what you got to see. But we're going to be able to see exactly and have questions when that comes but we have our weather for you guys. Because we need to know how the day is set up, right? One
This
thing
morning we're
important.
really foggy, so
It's
yeah.
nice, cool weather. It's
gonna be
foggy,
hot
it's
today.
nice. It's just, I love it here. I love it. So,
Can we roll the weather, please? Courtesy of the Belize Met Service.
Good morning, Belize. A light airflow continues to support generally fair weather. The 24-hour forecast for Belize and her coastal waters calls for sunny skies today with a few cloudy spells, and high temperatures today are expected to reach 86 degrees Fahrenheit along the coast, to 90 inland and 80 over the mountains. Tonight, skies will be partly cloudy with low temperatures of 78 degrees Fahrenheit along the coast, to 72 inland and 66 in the higher elevations. Shower activity will be isolated. The winds will blow from the east to northeast at 5 to 10 knots, and the sea state will be slight. A high tide will occur at 10:45 this morning, followed by a low at 3:42 in the afternoon. Another high occurs at 9:42 tonight and a low at 5:15 tomorrow morning. The sun rises at 6:02 this morning and will set at 5:15 this evening. The moon comes up at 6:44 this morning and set at 3 minutes past 6 this evening. The outlook for Friday is for fair weather to prevail with only isolated showers. Then on Friday night, expect a few showers to develop along southern coastal areas. In the sargassum forecast, the chance of sargassum mats affecting our beaches will continue to remain low during the coming weeks. And in the tropical weather outlook for the North Atlantic, the Caribbean Sea, and the Gulf of Mexico, tropical cyclone formation is not expected during the next 48 hours. And that's your morning forecast that was prepared here at the National Meteorological Service.
and that is our weather.
We just, we just get look like two deer in our headlights, just so like.
Listen to me. I'm just like, I'm smiling.
I don't know if we'll come back to split screen, but we have a beautiful sunrise, and it's courtesy of Diego Grajales. Kevin sent it in this morning on your behalf, but this is beautiful orange walk at daybreak.
Sky.
That is beautiful.
Man.
Diego, I mean, yeah. That's beautiful.
Breathtaking. Thank you so much for this submission. Enjoy this beautiful picture. I hope it, sparks just some joy into your life and the beginning of this Thursday, guys. And we're going to go to our first commercial break. When we're back, we're going to be talking about U.S. Pro Cycling Team Miami Blazers and what's in store for Oscar Quiroz. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
I must be dreaming.
Oh no, honey bun, you're not. Everything you hear so far that's true. Delta Store has a new look. Delta Store is at the same location, right down Albert Street. Delta Store has a wide variety of fabric. Delta Store offers quality and savings. Everything in a Delta Store that only $4.99 or less. Snap out of that dream and head on down to Delta Store today.
We double give counts. Yes, shoppers, in giving thanks, Mikado's introducing a new sale, the best one yet. It's not a Thanksgiving sale, it's a Give Thanks sale. Thanks for making Mikado Belize's #1 textile store. Join us in a massive Give Thanks sale on November 25th and 26th. That's 2 days of Give Thanks sale. So, you just can't let the sale slide by you, as you know. Yes, and the sale goes on. So come on down to Mikado on Friday the 25th and Saturday the 26th of November and get your home furnishing and decor all at great prices that only Mikado can give you. Your one-stop for fabrics and so much more. Mikado at number 37 Albert Street. Give Thanks Sale, your textile palace.
If you've got a lot more good years ahead of you, if you exercise and eat right, but what if something happened? What if you were the 1 in 3 that will be diagnosed with cancer? If you were the 1 in 4 who would suffer serious heart issues? What if it ruined more than your health? What if it ruined your financial stability as well? Sagicor's critical illness solutions can give you confidence in the face of every what if. Let's help you plan for the what ifs today. Talk to your Sagicor advisor or visit sagicor.com.
The ocean connects us. The ocean feeds us. The ocean heals us. But the ocean needs us to stop all the damage. There is no economy without ecosystems. We can restore bounty. There can be abundant new life.
It will take all of us. Government and country leaders.
Scientist.
Fisher.
Artist.
Youth leader.
Ocean co-manager.
Business person.
Media.
Teacher. Banker.
Working together to safeguard everything the Caribbean Sea sustains. Revitalization is the goal. Collective action is how we'll make it happen. Join Belize's demand for action from the people who can do what needs to be done. Visit belize.oceana.org to find out how you can get involved.
I must be dreaming.
Oh no, honey bun, you're not.
Good morning, my beautiful and resilient, strong people out there. Welcome back to Sun Up on 7. Just before the break, we had our very dynamic couch talk as usual. But we're jumping into our first conversation for this morning, and we're joined with, we can now say pro cyclist, Oscar Quiros, and he's joined us via Zoom. Good morning, Oscar. How are you doing this morning?
Hi, good morning, guys. We meet again, right?
Yes.
Thanks for having me again, man.
We may expect you to get up early and cycle long, yes, sir, but I guess not.
A little far for me focus right now, so can't quite do that yet. Yeah.
Fine. But okay, so, pro cycling. Congratulations on that in the first place. Let's talk about, your cycling career and how you got here.
Thanks. Appreciate it very much. And again, I can't say thanks enough for you guys to be covering my story. I think it's something that never really goes, seen until or recognized until you actually reach to a certain point, which is fine. That's okay. It's an accomplishment, obviously, for me, my family, my fans, and of course, Belize. And starting off with cycling, it's a funny thing because the sport always remains hard. No matter if you're shitting or you're not getting recognized or you don't have no bike or nothing, that's still a hard sport. So no care which level you go, it's still hard, right? It's just that's the reason why I believe, despite the expenses, a lot of cyclists who try to enter the sport sort of get discouraged because of the whole fact that, this thing just hard. And if you're not getting no wins, worse if you're not getting no recognition, imagine how much stress that can be, right? So from the onset, I mean, I never know where I'm gonna stand, I call it like 15 years down the road. But at least when I started, I knew that I wanted to try the sport. But where was I going to get that support? And little did I know that, my parents, they had my back, no matter what. And I'm fortunate to say that they had a little bit of finance to spare for me to get my first bike, which was like $1,500. Now nobody go buy a no Hapsing bicycle for $1,500, right? That crazy, right? So they warned me, they threatened me, they said, boy, if I buy this bike for you, you better make sure you read some of this thing. I said, man, I don't know what to say.
Pressure there,
Hey, exactly. So I couldn't make any promises, but I could have promised that I may commit to, to training and going ahead. Whether I like the sport, I still never figured that part out yet, but I knew that I really enjoy riding a bicycle. So, boom, halfway down the road, little after that, I kind of, all right, well, I started showing signs that, well, this guy could do good. This was at the junior category, obviously, at that time, right? Because I started at 14. So, I just said, okay, well, I'm showing signs of progress, fast progress, actually. And I said, all right, well, maybe it's time to gradually upgrade. I've never, at that point, again, I was still not being recognized. Yes, a little bit more, but not ideally to the point that, I'm getting a new bike, a new, whatever I needed to do the proper training. So at least my parents, they kept on supporting me all the way throughout high school. I remember they threatened me again when I started riding more bicycle and then my grades started faltering and they said, boy, I'll take this thing away from you. They took away my bike for I'd say like a half a semester. They said, you have to upgrade the grades or not, I won't give you back the bike. Man, that was a game changer for me because that was the first obstacle that I faced. And, it was crazy because, I thought everything was easy. It's just to ride bicycle. But then, I couldn't forget my education. So, I mean, like everybody else, I had to find a balance. And hence the reason it was super stressful. I had to find a way to ride in the morning or the evening and still go to school and make sure my grades were, it was good. So I had to balance 2 masters at that point in time. But I never give up, I never give up. And I said, I could try to make it work. I mean, as far as I know, I don't got no pick me yet. So I know that's the biggest challenge, at least to me.
As far as you know.
Exactly, yeah. So I said, no, man, I could work this. I know I can work this. So I used to get up, 4 in the morning, only meet up on the road like real crazy, man. Need liquor get up on the street, honestly. Only me, they out there to ride. And I used to always wonder to myself, but will this one really carry me? I don't know if this one really carry me anyway. But by the end of the day, I make a commitment to myself that I want to become the best I could be in whatever I do, right? And cycling was one of those things. And so I kept on pushing. I pushed. And, I won several races at the junior category. At that point, nobody really started funding me in that sense until my cousins, like Rolly Wait and these guys, they started seeing me. At that time, I think they had Western Spirit. And I used to always dream about getting into an elite team, being recognized and everything. I think like every junior, right? You want to be recognized. And so transitioning into the elite level now, it was a whole new game change because now this is where you need the upgraded bikes. You need the more expensive bikes. You need the $10,000 bikes.
Mm-hmm.
This is what all the big Santino sponsors and, because at that time that they were the big sponsors. So everybody focused on getting on Benny's or Santinos and these
I think you're
teams.
frightening Renata just now with that bike price.
When you said $10,000.
No, that's about a bike.
Oscar, my
we
heart.
ran a vehicle, just put it like that.
Basically.
Basically. Yep. The sport is super expensive, I had to tell you. Hence the reason a lot of people don't really, get in the thing, The thing ridiculous.
I can't blame
prices are like crazy. But so continuing, obviously I didn't have that support at that point in time. But my cousin and I always behind me and they always said, you just gotta keep on working. And I still get up for the morning and try to work and everything. Of course, school was still happening. I found a way to balance my grades. Again, I wasn't an A student, but I made it happen no matter what. You know, I found a way to be a little bit above average and still doing good in the sport. So again, I was focused on running towards winning the cross country. I think like every Belizean. So that was my focus all from then. So that was my biggest drive. And I said, you know, just keep on working. And then I got the recognition 1 year, like I think like 2 years. I was losing a lot in the elite level, you know, not doing anything. Nobody knew Oscar Quiros at that point in time. And Minister Mala, he picked us up when our team from the West was folding. And at that point, I think he started recognizing how, you know, I have somewhat of a potential. And he started and he gave me my first, you know, like I'd say consider a little bit like a stipend or something that really motivated me to go the extra mile because it came in as a huge support for me. You know, as Belizean, at least if we could get just a slightly 200 extra or something, that would be a huge thing for us.
Right.
Yeah.
So I made sure that I made the best out of it. And he was behind me from ever since. And even up to this date, obviously, you know, I have to give him a big up, you know, because he saw what was in me all the time, apart from my family and my close friends. He was the first one to really pick me up financially. And he said, okay, well, let's do something with this kid, you know. I started working from there, and little did I know that, you know, that motivation started, you know, it really made me grow and grew at the elite level to the point that I started winning a lot of races. And of course, then when everybody started recognizing even more, right?
Right.
Yes.
So enough has said the whole story, but this is just on the transition, right? And then of course, Mr. Amala, you know, for like 2 years straight, he was a part of the Smart company, and he made sure that he helped me. So I have to big up Smart as well. You know, they helped me get across the bridge to actually grow my network. And from there, you know, I just started, you know, when the team folded about like, well, I'd say like maybe a year and a half ago, I was kind of like in another obstacle because I said, okay, well, now I don't know what to do because I don't know how to get the support. And on top of that, COVID came. I said, no, boy, not happening to again. You know what I'm saying? So COVID had plans, but, you know, I'm thankful that everybody had a pause. We had a good reset for cycling. And now we came back with a bang. And, you know, at that point in time, I was in a transition with my job as well.
Okay.
I was changing jobs. And I said, you know, I applied for a new job at Caribbean Tire. And I said, well, you know, I'm not sure if I'll be able to ride again. It's I don't know how much would they allow it and everything like that. And little did I know that my bosses, they love cycling too. So I was like, wow. Yeah, right up my alley, man. And I was like, holy, okay. And I spoke to them and then I started working something out there. And then they said, hey, you know, we could give you a little bit of support. Of course, Mr. Mala again was there with me. And then Caribbean Tire came big with, you know, big support to them. You know, they're pretty much supporting me all out. My bosses, Mr. David, Mr. Joe, all the guys supporting me at work. You know, they always find, you know, they support me, especially when they started hearing, well, you know, Caribbean Tire, well, the 501 Valvoline team. We formed that team and then we started performing, right? And we got a bunch of guys together. And, you know, they started supporting me fully, even the team, not only me, but I think even Derek Charia, I think you guys covered the story.
Yeah.
He got a scholarship out at North Carolina. So they actually assisted.
Okay.
Yeah, cycling scholarship. So that was another plus for Belize there. He's currently there right now. And I think that Caribbean Tire as well as Minister Mala really pushed something to assist in funding, right? So just to show that, you know, these guys were all out for a team, not only me, but for the guys that we had.
Just have to say, we have a bone now for pick with Derek because he didn't even give with the update, but congratulations, Derek.
I was trip on fully.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So he's been there a couple months now and I think he's doing fine. So I just wanted to highlight that part there. So these guys have been like really pushing not only me, but, you know, even the whole team itself to create such a well-rounded team and, you know, having the guys know that, you know, by the end of the day, we have some sort of financial support so we could, you know, live up to our dreams because we're just living, it's a hobby by the end of the day, right? At least in Belize.
Right, all of this has gotten you to pro now.
Which is big because it's pro. It's not like, oh, any league, little league or anything like that. This is pro.
Mm-hmm.
So can you tell us about now, you know, that? What's that going on? Like, you know, how is that supposed to be rolling out? Because I see here it's Pro Cycling Team Miami Blazers, you know, it sounds fancy and expensive. So just like their bike. So can you please tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, so you know, because I went on the crit scene, again, these guys they do they do crit racing, right? Which is a little bit different from road racing here in Belize. We do mostly road racing here in Belize, which is longer distant racing, 50 plus miles and above, you know. So, but these guys, they do both road races and as well as mostly crit. I know they specialize in crit racing, which means like they go in like loops in urban areas.
Circuits, right,
It's a lot more technical than road races. So it's a little bit of a transition over to that style of riding. However, I did get some experience like, you know, before. So hence with the whole criterium scene. And this was all thanks to Mr. Glenn Flowers. He was the first one that actually saw something in me and he said, "Bye, let's go to the US and try this crit thing out, man." And I feel like that contributed towards the recognition, you know. And of course, Justin Williams then saw me. He has the biggest team, I believe, Legion of Los Angeles. He has one of the biggest teams in crit racing. You know, they're one of the best, if I'm not mistaken. They're super famous there in the US. And because of him, he recognized me and then he brought me on to this development team, which is still a domestic professional team. And, you know, it starts slowly but surely. That's what I'm saying. You have to creep before you walk, right?
Exactly.
Everybody knows
Right,
that. So, I mean, going into this new team, it's very diversified. It has a lot of Caribbean guys within it. So no Belize, obviously. So it's quite diverse. And I feel like this is what makes the team itself quite unique. You know, it's not just Americans, but everybody. And to mesh, you know, different people together into one that has the same love and focus, you know, through cycling, I think that's a huge thing. Again, I'm still getting to know the guys. It's a process for me growing into it, right? So I'm expecting, you know, great things. I've heard how the guys, they talk and they're psyched about the whole, you know, reconstruction of the team and of course everybody joining. You know, I have my role to play as a pro now. So it should be something exciting, I think, and I can't wait.
I love how he said as a pro now.
I know, you
man.
sell it, boo. You sell
Oh,
it. You
man,
even
I
know
love
when
that.
I ask you anything, it's like, I'm a pro. Listen to me, okay?
Thank
You're
you
like,
very much.
Yeah, me. I got a $10,000 bike, okay?
More than that, my guy.
More than that, no?
More than
like,
that.
how much
He
I
did
just-
a
I know
pro
more than
team.
that, yeah.
How much it costs? No, I only
They drive vehicles, you know, here.
Yeah, they drive vehicles. Yeah, I think, I mean, at this level and point in time and age, again, COVID increased all of that. You know, how gas prices gone up, every other thing gone up, say we, right? So just to give you an idea of what one of these bikes costs, it's probably like between 20 to 25 grand, I think, or something like that, right off the bat. So that's just the bike.
Renata left with a mouth open. The jerseys are expensive. The helmets, the cleats, everything are expensive.
Everything is expensive. That's 25 is just, you know, for the bicycle.
Base
Apart from
price.
that, you have all kind of race registration and all the different equipment that you need, and all these things are just hundreds and hundreds of dollars, man.
You
It's
think
just crazy.
You think cross country Renata that know a cheap thing? Hell no.
I never think it was cheap, but I never know it was so expensive.
Yes.
Man, that's
Mhm.
a whole degree. Like,
Yeah, man. I tell you, and you see, the thing is, it's like Justin has seen a lot of talent here in Belize, and I'm thinking that I'm happy that I could, you know, be the first example.
You break
wanna
the
put it
ice.
like that, you know.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, exactly, to break the ice, and I'm sure to do my best in terms of creating a good path, a good image for Belize at this rank. I mean, obviously, we have a lot of young, talented guys out there, you know, that are just waiting to be seen. So I'm hoping that their journey kind of gets shortened with this, you know, through me, and
yeah.
then they get that motivation. Wow, you
Nice,
know,
yeah.
a local just signed on a professional contract. There's no reason I can't make it there. You know, I've seen a lot of guys. I've talked to a lot of guys, and I'm hoping that I serve as a good, you know, mentor, you know, motivation to
Pave
them
the way for them
see
to
that-
go.
Exactly. I mean, it's easier said than done when you say it's hard work. But I think that, again, just, you know, from a little bit of the story that I shared, you know, it's hard. It's very hard. But by the end of the day, I think if you remain focused and you have one dream that you want to reach to, there's no reason why you can't accomplish that.
Nice.
Wow,
Nice.
I
think so.
think that's amazing advice coming from a pro like you. Oscar, I
What?
have to sing it.
Yeah, no, you have to say it. You have to give him the due props. You worked hard for
Thanks,
this,
man.
Oscar.
From 14,
Yeah.
you know, balancing, get a bike, take away all kind of thing just to make sure,
kind of
you
thing.
know, like, putting in that work, and I think that's the biggest, one of the biggest messages. I really hope, people hear that it's not easy. Like, you never just wake up one day and you're a pro. It happens. So like, that is years upon years of practice, being also not seen sometimes, then getting seen. Like, all these different things are factors that you have to play in. And having bad days, like you said, that you never win for a good while for the elite, and like that's important for people to understand that then you're not always the win. But putting in that work, and I'm really glad now that you're breaking that ice, you're setting that tone now. So like, no pressure, but pressure that, you are gonna be the example for when they see Belizeans, what their work ethic is, the talent that we bring to the table, all of that. So you set that standard for everybody to lift themselves up afterwards too as well.
So Oscar, thank you for all that information there. Congrats again on your pro league-ship. And you know what? I know we don't have a problem with you, the giveaway updates.
And
right?
Derek got an issue.
I'll be around. I'll be around for sure. Yes,
Good.
I have to update, the people. I have to update the people of Belize. So.
Great.
We're looking forward to seeing, how this turns out for you. And please, like you said, continue being a mentor to other cyclists out there that see you and are so inspired by your story. Like, we really need people that are going up there to bring others up there with them, because another one up there that everybody needs to rise. And I can clearly see that is something on your agenda, and we're so proud of you for getting that done for us. So thank you.
No problem. I appreciate you guys having me, man. That's okay.
Always. And
All
with
the
that,
best.
guys, we go to our next commercial break. And when we are back, we're going to be talking about inter-office basketball final games. It's the final showdown.
Countdown.
No, but showdown, because it's like, you don't get it. You know what? Commercial.
Commercial.
Commercial break.
You can cut now.
You can cut it.
I must be dreaming.
Oh no, honey bun, you're not. Everything you hear so far, that's true. Delta Store has a new look. Delta Store is at the same location, right down Albert Street. Delta Store has a wide variety of fabric. Delta Store offers quality and savings. Everything in a Delta Store at only $4.99 or less. Snap out of that dream and head on down to Delta Store today.
We double give counts. Yes, shoppers, in giving thanks, Mikado's introducing a new sale, the best one yet. It's not a Thanksgiving sale, it's a Give Thanks sale. Thanks for making Mikado Belize's #1 textile store. Join us in a massive Give Thanks sale on November 25th and 26th. That's 2 days of Give Thanks sale. So, you just can't let the sale slide by you, as you know. Yes, and the sale goes on. So come on down to Mikado on Friday the 25th and Saturday the 26th of November and get your home furnishing and decor all at great prices that only Mikado can give you. Your one stop for fabrics and so much more. Mikado at number 37 Albert Street. Give Thanks Sale, your textile palace.
If you've got a lot more good years ahead of you, if you exercise and eat right, but what if something happened? What if you were the 1 in 3 that will be diagnosed with cancer? If you were the 1 in 4 who would suffer serious heart issues? What if it ruined more than your health? What if it ruined your financial stability as well? Sagicor's critical illness solutions can give you confidence in the face of every what if. Let's help you plan for the what ifs today. Talk to your Sagicor advisor or visit sagicor.com.
ocean connects us. The ocean feeds us. The ocean heals us. But the ocean needs us to stop all the damage. There is no economy without ecosystems. We can restore bounty. There can be abundant new life.
It will take all of us. Government and country leaders.
Scientist,
Fisher,
artist,
youth leader,
ocean co-manager,
business person,
Media.
teacher, banker.
Working together to safeguard everything the Caribbean Sea sustains. Revitalization is the goal. Collective action is how we'll make it happen. Join Belize's demand for action from the people who can do what needs to be done. Visit belize.oceana.org to find out how you can get involved.
I must be dreaming.
Oh no, honey bun.
The IBL committee will be bringing out the rings and trophies this Saturday, November 26th, at the Belize Civic Center. Will this be the end of the tournament? And will 15 kings be crowned? Or will there be a decisive and third game 3? This Saturday, the Belize Civic Center will not...
Good morning, my beautiful people out there. You just saw that ad. Saturday? Come on, people. No need for the day. So, talking more about this finals for the inter-office basketball games, we have here Terry G on the mic, along with Brandon Bennett from Benny's here, talking about, you know, why people need to come out to this game, yeah, man. This are big things. How are you both doing this morning? Welcome to our
Good
college.
morning.
Morning.
Couldn't be better.
All right. I mean, we can't wait for this basketball game.
For sure.
too, right?
All right. And especially since it has been delayed a day because it was initially slated for Friday.
Okay.
But due to prior commitments to the Civic, we had to put it down to Saturday. All right. And we have spared no expenses in terms of entertainment.
Oh,
all right?
uh-huh.
We're bringing out the superstar Yastalia with her hit song Tropics. She's going to be performing for us.
Yes.
Halftime, well, whole halftime show and everything.
You understand me?
What?
Good. And I know, Brandon just told me that Benny's is pulling out all the stops where giveaways are concerned. Benny's style, they have a reputation to uphold. You understand?
I like how they just put you on the spot, the Brandon.
Well, because you know, Benny's is the main sponsor of the IBL. It is the Benny's IBLT league.
Yes.
Because our main thing is, you know, to support all sporting initiatives and giving back to the community. And as Mr. Terry G mentioned, yes, the stops are pulling out. We're giving away giveaways. Of course, we're giving away B-Box. Christmas to come up. So, you know,
With that money.
a B-Box could come in handy. You could go redeem anywhere. And many more giveaways. T-shirts. It's going to be like a NBA style game. Halftime show, full song system. I hope Yastalia brings some choreographic dancers still.
She will.
Bring out
Yastalia, if you're watching,
Bring out
the
your horns
dancers.
and make some noise for your homeboys.
Make we talk about the teams.
Yes.
Who they play in this finals.
Finals.
All right.
Finalists.
Good. So it's game 2. Game 1 was last Friday night, and it was won by Tough Enough Tours. They are undefeated so far, led by Rico Black. He's a good friend of mine. So it's a pity that since my son plays with Customs, Rico, you're going to take a licking this week. Just saying.
Call out Big Pan TV.
I'm
Okay.
just saying. I'm just saying. So that's what's going to happen, right? But like I said, he's a dear friend of mine. And he is gunning for his 4th IBL title.
Oh.
He's going for his 4th IBL rings. Rico Suave.
Easy.
All right, and Tough Enough Tours. They are so far undefeated. There were 10 teams in the tournament. All right, now we're down to 2. All right, if I can, I will.
Oh man.
Quickly share with you the 10 teams that participated. We had BDF and Bat Sub combination. We had BTL. We had BWS. We had Central Health Customs, which is in the finals. We had Grace Kennedy and BPO Call Center. All right, we had the HRCU and the Northern Fishermen or Fisheries. We had National Sports Council and the Belize City Council, Police Department, and last but certainly not least, Tough Enough Tours. All right.
So the Tough Enough Tours versus
Central Health Customs. So it's a combination, Central Health and Customs. All right. Yeah. Last week. That's right. He's a custom officer. Unfortunately, he's stationed. My son is stationed out district, so he doesn't get to work out as often as he would like, and so he has been given limited playing time. All right, but nevertheless, he's there and he supports his team. All right, I know they're going for reinforcements because they're saying they're down but not out. All right, so one of their star players couldn't make it the last couple of games. Castillo, I call you out.
Ooh.
Good. All right. So he has promised my son that he's gonna they're tag teaming and helping him out. All right. Along with the prime time players like Michaels from the team and the number one point guard, which is Glency Cooper Lopez, bar none. All right. Stephen Wade, Evans, and those guys, they are part of this Customs team. Nicholson, these are some of the star players, but you know, the Tough Enough Tours, like I said, they've been undefeated so far. They went through the regular season 9-0. Then they went into the second round. From 10, they cut it down to 8 teams. And from there, they were seeded number 1. They beat the number 8 team. They went on to the semis, and they blew through the semis as well, 2 straight. All right? And then they won their first of the finals, of the 3-game finals. Okay. All right? It was 91-80 the final score, but it was much closer than that. They had opened up a sizable lead in the early goings, and Cooper Lopez made an attack along with some of his able-bodied sidekicks, and they were able to shave down the lead to as low as 4 points in the 3rd quarter.
Oh, man.
But it was not to be.
You know, that 4th quarter always a
Yeah.
real game changer.
And then you have to push the hardest.
It was not to be. So Central Health Customs has promised that there is going to be a game 3. All right?
Okay.
That is the reason why I'm saying they're pulling out all the stops. Tough Enough Tours are led by 3 dynamite superstar semi-pro players. Francis 90 Arana, who, by the way, is the regular season MVP. He averaged 19.7 points in the regular season. All right? And he's ably assisted by Jamal Kelly and Ian Renee. All right? These are the Titanic trio from Tough Enough Tours, along with others that make up that team, all right? It's a star-studded team, Tough Enough Tours. Rico always pull out all the stops when he participates. He always go for the jugular. He takes no prisoners, never does, all right? And so he's telling me, well, Terry, this is going to be over in 2. I tell him, well, we'll see. He told me that in Hopkins when we were at Ella's over the weekend, and he was eating a big fish like that. You understand?
When they fuel up.
But yeah, I think it was the fish talking to him. You understand? Yeah.
You know,
belly full when they get to him.
I just want to say that we had a discussion during the break that we're not afraid for call out people for the show, but Terry G, obviously, they call out the people.
I mean, the iPod, but you worse.
Yes,
I'm fine. I feel better about
myself. These are my dear friends, so I could get away with it.
So, apart from the game itself, we have the halftime show performance, yes, Talia. And we also have giveaways, Bennett.
Yeah.
So, B-Bucks, what do they have to do with these giveaways?
We're going to have a lot of giveaways. Like, we're going to do some, like, during the halftime show or during between quarters, we're going to, like, fans to come out and do free throw shots.
Oh, okay.
Maybe we might make it a little easier if you're the first person to arrive.
If you're the breed, you get what?
I
like the one to breed. One to breed, you got me B-Bucks, man. I like that.
Yeah.
And Chris wants to come. So this B-Box will come in handy. You can use it if you go buy your paints, buy your groceries, the B-Mart, what you need to do. And then also we're going to give away stuff like cutting boards, you know.
You have to carve the turkey.
Save one for me.
Grilling sets. We actually have a man as a giveaway. Sing the Benny's song that may or may not be it. So guys, go for
Which song? Benny's, oh.
No, the new one, 75 years.
Oh, wow.
Quality and savings.
Yes.
So guys, go on YouTube, go on Facebook.
Terry, what you think bad or no?
You understand?
You want cutting board, no?
Or two.
Or you get two at
That's
one
okay,
time.
and the ham. You need one for
So the giveaway is going to be good. You can get your B-Box, you can get the cutting board. We're going to give away bags, grilling sets, glasses.
With glasses?
Yep.
T-shirt.
All of that?
Like, you know, like those pint
I know.
glass, everything. So you can get Benny's.
You may think,
we're going to have drinks on sale, right?
Yeah. I just want to say one thing, though, Brandon. Please not give out all because there will be a game 3.
Well,
well, then the giveaways have to be bigger
I
then?
just to say because that's something like that. They show everything except the kitchen sink.
The giveaways have to be bigger
Just
then?
in case.
You have to give away a whole house
Kitchen
next.
thing that for game 3, you know, the
You
understanding.
better believe it.
Just in case, I know Terry G want game 3, just in case.
Yeah.
It's sick of his son, right?
Of
Just
course.
because
I have to be biased.
We are lower.
I'm doing PR for the IBL, but Rico knows I have to be biased, all right? He knows that and he
You're just
accepts
fighting
that.
hard right now, but you're on national TV, so if you don't happen, I have that for remember. You may say this, remember?
That's right.
We are sending the
Either
clip
way,
on the
the rings are coming out
Yeah.
Saturday.
The rings,
rings are
and
coming
trophies are everything are already signed, sealed, delivered.
The
Okay.
rings look real rich now.
Who's
I know, like,
this? This is...
So the rings are signed, sealed, delivered. I just want you to know that. That's already set. And the trophies, right? What is going to happen now, like I say, it's going to be an all-out full-day gala for the family. So bring out everybody. Bring out Granny. Bring out the 2-year-old. Bring out everybody to have good, clean fun. Maximum security. And they're going to step up big time on security to ensure everybody feels safe and comfy. You're not afraid for how beat that one or take down that one or whatever the case may be. You
have the
understand?
horn for that too as well. So
Yes.
loud in
You better bring them out.
So, you know, we know if we bring in the Civic Saturday, what time does it?
That's what I was going to... It starts early, 6:30. So we open the gates at 6 o'clock. We kick off at 6:30 or tip off at 6:30. All right? With a high school game between Belize High School and ACC.
Oh, okay. Warm up the crowd.
So we want the whole high school come out for ACC and Belize High School country. And I want to feel comfortable because I don't want someone to feel like, that's not my kind of, you know, rendezvous or venue or whatever the case may be. Come out, man, and support everything. And we want when you come out, you don't just go home when your game done. Stay for the full, for the full pasta quality. I'll share one word it too. So yeah, it starts off at 6:30. And then we move on to the 3rd and 4th place game between the Coast Guard team, Coast Guard Port Authority, and BWS. BWS lost in 2 straight games with Tough Enough Tours. Coast Guard won the first against Central Health Customs, and my boys, my team, they come back and win. They win that. Yes, I tell you. So they came back and won game 2 and 3 and moved on to the finals against Tough Enough Tours. All right.
Okay.
So that they have a big fan core, the Coast Guard.
I could imagine.
All right.
Yeah.
They better be careful, maybe better put out their water if they're losing.
So we want to encourage all those people supporting them to come out, support your boys for the 3rd and 4th place game, and then stay and watch a good game as Central Health Customs with their backs against the wall will be bringing out all the stops to make sure.
But will it be enough?
We will see. We will see. Because like I say, that Tough Enough Tours team is nothing. I mean, they're
not tough enough though.
They are.
They are
Trust
a pretty
me.
tough team.
I mean, Rico spares no expense, like I said. He, you know, whenever he goes, he brings out the best primetime players who makes him look good. All right? So much so that he is the reigning coach, that he is the new coach of the year. They couldn't get nobody else. You understand?
Wait, before we wrap up, because we don't know the time, you have to come out 6 o'clock, because at 6:30 the game, we have ACC versus BHS first game right there.
Yes.
And then after that, we go into the
Coast
third
and fourth
place.
And as that game finish, they're going straight into the individual awards.
Oh.
Yes, individual awards, and as well as they're going to be giving away the 3rd and 4th place awards.
Okay.
So right
as that game finished, as the game finished, individual awards, Fan of the Year, Miss Sarah Ramos attended 95% of the game. That like 9.5 out of 10. I don't know if
9.5?
that's possible.
So
9.5 out of 10.
Then a whip?
You know,
They always stay for one game for one another.
Let me check what people there.
You look so, Joe. Coach of the year.
That's the price of breed.
My personal bro, Rico Suave Black, all right? Tough enough tours. Sportsman of the year, sportsmanship, Ewart Young from BTL. And the regular season MVP, as I just mentioned, Francis 90 Arana from Tough Enough Tours, who averaged 19.7 points per game.
As we come to the end of our segment, how much is it to get in?
Yes, I want to get to the price. You don't tell me the price, Papa. What do you want?
Because they never tell me. I know. No, it's 10 and 15.
10 tickets, 15 for
No,
adult?
15 VIP.
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 Oh, VIP. Oh,
VIP
yeah.
courtside.
All right, so if you want a sweat paillon, right, that kind of thing?
If you want to get lashed by the ball.
Yeah.
And increasing the chances of winning giveaway stuff.
Oh,
That's a secret.
Yeah.
I feel
Now
like
you're
the
gonna
first
cook up.
VIP to arrive will get a prize.
just
Right,
breathe.
don't
Just
say
reach
so.
out and breathe.
Just reach out and you
Yeah. I know.
prize to you.
I know two young ladies who are usually the first to arrive. I hope they get, and they usually seated right behind me.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I feel like there's some kind of bias happening there. I get share price. I don't want too good.
But you
I
know
wish
why
they
we
would.
hope to see me next year, Mr. Terry G.
Yeah.
Now, since it's into office, maybe we could get channel 17 next year. I don't know if that's possible, you know.
You really want Jules out there?
That man got a wicked outside shot. Stop
Up
it.
17, man.
That man have a wicked outside shot, right, Jules?
Hey, I reach outside. I know you're not the rim.
Oh, LC. Wow.
Oh my
You know
gosh.
what?
Jules.
You know what?
Yeah.
I think we need to go to a commercial break. As we're wrapping up this show, guys,
Okay.
any final words you want to give to people for solidify, sealing their head, you need to come out Saturday because this is the place today.
Of course, like I said, and if that's a big if Tough Enough Tours win, it's gonna be their fourth. It's gonna be Rico's fourth title, IBL title, and they're gonna go straight into the ring ceremony. Okay, as the game finished, that is not going to happen, Rico.
You have anything, Mr. Brandon?
Well, from an
Nothing biased.
unbiased perspective,
Thank you.
I'd just like everybody to come out, enjoy the game. It's going to be fun, clean fun. The giveaways are going to be there. And if there is a game 3,
Yeah.
then I guess you just have another chance to win more stuff, more B-Bucks.
There you go. Heard it here first.
I just want to say,
Unbiased energy.
I just want to say, spread the word to those who haven't heard, because this is where it's going to be happening this Saturday night at the Belize Civic Center. If you're not there,
you're nowhere.
You're nowhere.
Oh, watch out, just like
You,
that.
I like how you
If
announce
you're
a
not
voice
there,
come
you're nowhere.
Yeah.
But if we don't do this commercial break, we can't pay bills. So without any further ado, commercial break for you. Watch out. Ah!
Yeah, I like that.
Cut, man.
I must be dreaming.
Oh no, honey bun, you're not. Everything you hear so far, that's true. Delta Store has a new look. Delta Store is at the same location, right down Albert Street. Delta Store has a wide variety of fabric. Delta Store offers quality and savings. Everything in a Delta Store that only $4.99 or less. Snap out of that dream and head on down to Delta Store today.
We double give counts. Yes, shoppers, in giving thanks, Mikado's introducing a new sale, the best one yet. It's not a Thanksgiving sale, it's a Give Thanks sale. Thanks for making Mikado Belize's #1 textile store. Join us in a massive Give Thanks sale on November 25th and 26th. That's 2 days of Give Thanks sale. So, you just can't let the sale slide by you, as you know. Yes, and the sale goes on. So come on down to Mikado on Friday the 25th and Saturday the 26th of November and get your home furnishing and decor all at great prices that only Mikado can give you. Your one stop for fabrics and so much more. Mikado at number 37 Albert Street. Give Thanks Sale, your textile palace.
If you've got a lot more good years ahead of you, if you exercise and eat right, but what if something happened? What if you were the 1 in 3 that will be diagnosed with cancer? If you were the 1 in 4 who would suffer serious heart issues? What if it ruined more than your health? What if it ruined your financial stability as well? Sagicor's critical illness solutions can give you confidence in the face of every what if. Let's help you plan for the what ifs today. Talk to your Sagicor advisor or visit sagicor.com.
The ocean connects us. The ocean feeds us. The ocean heals us. But the ocean needs us to stop all the damage. There is no economy without ecosystems. We can restore bounty. There can be abundant new life.
It will take all of us, government and country leaders,
Scientist,
Fisher,
artist,
youth leader,
ocean co-manager,
business person,
media,
teacher, banker.
Working together to safeguard everything the Caribbean Sea sustains. Revitalization is the goal. Collective action is how we'll make it happen. Join Belize's demand for action from the people who can do what needs to be done. Visit belize.oceana.org to find out how you can get involved.
Good morning, my beautiful people, and welcome back to Sun Upon 7. Just before the break, we had a very fun talk about the inter-office games happening this Saturday at the Civic Center. Will it be the finals final, or will it be the final? You have to come out this Saturday to check that out. But we're jumping into our third conversation this morning, and we're here joined with Mr. Arslan Wairaich of the Ahmadiyya Muslim community, as well as Mr. Stephen Ataul Gab. Got that name.
Good job.
You killed it. From the Ahmadiyya Muslim community, and we're here discussing the annual World Religions Conference. It's a very dynamic conference that people, you want to listen to. So good morning to both of you.
Good morning, good morning.
Welcome to our couch again.
Always a pleasure to be here. To start off, just for those people who don't know or who are not aware of what the Ahmadiyya Muslim community stands for and who we are, just a quick introduction.
Yeah.
The Ahmadiyya Muslim community is a community that was founded by Hazrat Mirza Ghulam Ahmad. And this is a revival community, a revival movement within Islam, right? And he founded this in 1889. Right?
Okay.
And since
another
then,
1800s.
Yeah. So this community has now spans over 214 countries. Okay.
Oh, wow.
And it's all united, right, under the fifth Khalifa, the successor, and his name is Hazrat Mirza Masroor Ahmad. May God strengthen his hand. And through this connectivity of this community, right, the Ahmadiyya Muslim community continues to grow and flourish. And we see examples of that sitting here today, that the Ahmadiyya Muslim community is doing wonders in Belize now, by the grace of God.
All right, nice. So 214, countries.
Yes.
Wow. So definitely World Religions Conference, right? But let's talk about that, because I see here it's interesting that you've invited several religious leaders to partake in this. What is that collaboration like amongst?
Well, the thing is that the World Religions Conference is something that we try to promote so that we can have religious tolerance within the civilization or the society that we're in, right? And so what we do is try to unite and harmonize with each other. So that we can speak on one topic per year. Last year, I believe, not the last year, but the year before was the afterlife, right? But this year now we're doing peace in Belize, due to the fact that I think that due to the societal climate, we do need to speak about peace. And so each and every religious leader will be speaking on how their religious perspective can bring peace to Belize.
Oh, okay.
So we have the Baha'i religion, Christianity, Rastafarianism, Buddhism, Hinduism. What we believe is that our religions came from one God. And so in its originality, every religion has truth in it, or is true. And so we try to promote